The career of Bobby King has had a little bit of a rocky start, to be perfectly honest with you. Matthew Stafford isn't really trusting Bobby at this point because Stafford has thrown a couple of interceptions because Bobby's either run the incorrect route or he's given up on a play that he absolutely should have gone for. So Bobby's running a couple of in-between routes here in practice to try and get trust back from Stafford. And so far, I think it's working. So at the end of practice, Matthew Stafford's still frustrated, but he's at least talking to Bobby again. And Bobby put in enough work to move a couple of ratings up. So his feet in bounds, the aggressive catch, and the run after catch are all unlocked after that practice session. But we're heading into a huge game today. We're playing the Green Bay Packers at Green Bay. We're at Lambeau Field. This is the culmination of the rivalry. Marvin Jones is getting warmed up in practice. We're going to need him to have a big game for Bobby to get free. This defensive secondary from the Packers is pretty solid. They have Clinton Dix and some other guys out there. So Bobby needs to put on a show, and most importantly, he needs to run the right routes, he needs to finish each play, and he needs to make sure that he catches the balls when they're thrown his way, because we cannot risk running this relationship with Matthew Stafford and have it go any poorer than what it is right now. So a decent return for Bobby to start the game. We are down 3-0 now. Stafford and shotgun. Bobby's going to move to the left-hand side. Look at him running a pretty good route, and I get it. You don't want to continue running because you don't want to drop the ball, but look, he made the catch. Stafford has to be happy. It's a 7-yard pickup. With the first down, Bobby's going to go in here, try to get some run blocking going, and look at that. Bobby's having some pretty decent run blocking. Theoretically able to get 7 yards there, but you know what, Bobby? We'll work on that run blocking later in the season once you get everything else sorted out. And a good little pass across the middle for Matthew Stafford is going to give us a first down. On first and 10 again, Bobby moves to the left-hand side. This one, though, is overthrown by Matthew Stafford. Stafford, do you think you're throwing to LeBron James? Who are you getting angry at, Stafford? You can't be mad. Bobby's 6'2". He's not 6'9". And here in second and 10, a beautiful pass, this time to the opposite side of the field. It's going to work. That's what we should have seen on the left-hand side, but Bobby's second reception gets him a total of 24 receiving yards on the day. Well, here's the first quarter's coming to a close. About a minute left. Stafford's going to make sure that Bobby is lined up properly. Here on solo dolo coverage, Stafford's going to check the play. He's going to drive back. He's got a guy in wide open, and Bobby, he sees him. Can he get it to him? He actually gets it to him. Bobby, though, a little bit short of the marker, but still, it's a nice little pickup for him. On second and 5, going across the middle, and look at this. Bobby is having a ridiculous day in the first quarter alone. He's about 3 or 4 receptions. Things are looking pretty good. Look at that. 4 receptions for 41 yards, and now we're in the red zone on first and goal on the 9-yard line. So Bobby moves to the right-hand side in motion. He's going to go across the middle. He's kind of open, but Stafford forces it to Blake Martinez, gets the interception. Bobby kind of was open for a split second, but that is a tough window to throw it. If the middle linebacker's watching your eyes like that, Matthew Stafford, you cannot throw that ball. I think that's on Stafford. I don't think it's on Bobby. You let me know in the comments below, who is that interception on, Matthew Stafford or Bobby King? And Bobby moves deep here. He's got a chance. Bobby's going to go in. Look at that. Both feet in bounds. I believe the referee signals that is a first down. He did get both feet in. Matthew Stafford, other than interception, has been incredibly precise today. Look at this. One more look at that toe drag. The first foot, the second foot right there. A little bit of turf kicks up, and Bobby gets a huge reception in this ball game. Well, here in the 46-yard line, a little bit of a dump-off pass across the middle. Gets us a first down, so we're now moving to the 34-yard line. We're getting close to red zone territory. Bobby and Matthew Stafford have both been looking pretty solid. Can they finish this drive? Bobby's got man coverage beat, and they don't throw it to him. He easily had a touchdown there. Stafford has floated it up, but instead he looked to the right-hand side. Well, here again, Bobby's got one-on-one coverage beat, but instead they find, looks like Eric Ebron across the middle. The big fella's going to get that first down, and now we're here in the 2-minute warning inside the 10. What can we do? So we go back to moving Bobby over to the right-hand side. Could he go to the outside? The defense is a little bit nervous. Bobby's going to come back inside. This time Stafford throws it. The same play that ended up being an interception on that first drive ends up being a touchdown. And look at Bobby King dancing like he's Isaiah King out there. Caldwell's pretty happy. A little bit of critiques there for his young rookie wide receiver, but still a heck of a drive, a heck of a finish, and Bobby's feeling pretty good about himself. So 4th and 12 here in the second quarter. Bobby's going to move to the left-hand side. Great blocking so far in this punt return. He's trying to get to the edge. He needs one more block. The kicker's going to get pushed out of the way. The big fella 52 is coming to him, and Bobby is still going to get into the end zone. A huge punt return for a touchdown there. 82 yards. He might be 6'2", might be about 210. Dude's got a lot of muscle on him, but he knows how to fly down the field incredibly fast. And look at this. This might be a blowout. 17-3 lead right now for Detroit going into the second half. Now Bobby's next kick return, though, isn't nearly as successful. He gets dropped at the 20, which ultimately is a 5-yard loss from what he would have had if he just let it be a touchback. Now here in the third quarter, Bobby's going to line up in the slot. Stafford sees him. Could he throw it to him? Instead, he goes across the middle, still finds another receiver for a first down. A good look by Stafford. It's nice to see that after that first interception, he's not forcing it nearly as much. And Bobby's ready for the wide receiver screen. He doesn't get it, and instead, Stafford's going to throw it out of bounds, so that's going to force 4th and 10. Bobby's not really happy, so a new possession comes up. Green Bay does score, so it's a 17-10 lead. We go for the screen, but look, Bobby fakes everybody out. No one saw him slip through. This is going to be a touchdown. There's no one even close to him. Morgan Burnett tries to get up to him, but still, Bobby blows the defense's mind. What a play. Stafford and Bobby were on the same page. They fake the wide receiver screen. Bobby's able to slip through, and look at young Bobito get all the way down the field. Jim Caldwell says that was the best play that he's seen all season from him. The rookie is showing some promise. So a 24-17 lead after that touchdown. Green Bay does score. 7 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. A nice little check down pass by Stafford. Gets us a couple of yards, nothing major though. On 2nd and 7, Bobby's back in the slot. Across the middle, kind of open here, but he throws it too far. And Stafford, what are you doing? That is completely on Stafford. Clinton Dix is going to return this one all the way down to the 18-yard line, putting Green Bay in the red zone, and he's waving bye-bye because it looks like the Lions just might have lost momentum because Green Bay has now scored and tied up at 24-24 with 6 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Now Bobby's going to try and get a kick return going. That one's actually pretty decent. Getting him to the 32 was a little bit of a short kick, but still great field position for the Detroit Lions. Now 1st and 10 again, Bobby's on the outside. Plenty of room here. He's going deep. He cuts back across the middle. Stafford forces this one, and Bobby goes up, and that one's tipped twice and intercepted by Demarius Randall. Another interception. Back-to-back drives, back-to-back interceptions, and the Detroit Lions defense has to come back on the field. That's not a good look. This is how teams end up scoring, but lucky for us, our defense stops them. It's 24-24, so Stafford and Bobby come back out of the field. A little bit of words before they both jump into the huddle. Hopefully they can get back on the same page. And with 4 minutes left, Bobby's wide open, but instead Stafford throws it to the right-hand side. This one is going to pick up about 13 yards. Stafford has 3 interceptions on the day. You can tell he's not happy with Bobby. It looks like he's kind of icing Bobby out a little bit. Bobby's been open for the most part, but he's just not getting any balls. Now, Marvin Jones Jr. does get a nice reception there for a first down. On 2nd and 10, King's going to move out to the right-hand side, but still Stafford holds on to that one too long, ends up getting sacked. So at the 2-minute warning, we're going solo dolo down the field, and on 3rd and 18, they throw a check down pass. That's not a good look. So Green Bay calls the timeout under the 2-minute warning. They're feeling pretty good about themselves, but our defense steps up hugely. That's right, the Detroit Lions defense makes a huge play and forces a punt, and this one's short. Bobby ends up picking it up, but he gets dropped just shy of the 50-yard line after he has to literally jump on the ground to avoid fumbling that one. So a minute 20 left. What can we do here? So Bobby's going to line up on the outside. He's going to try and beat the press. Instead, they go to an underside check down route to Eric Ebron, who does get a couple of yards. Now, 2nd and 6, we're pretty much at field goal territory for our kicker. Bobby's coming back on a comeback route. Again, Stafford is not throwing him the ball. I think Stafford is icing out Bobby. He's afraid to throw it his way because a couple of interceptions have been that way. But honestly, I think those interceptions, for the most part, have been Stafford's fault. Now a pass to the left-hand side here. This one's going to be nice. We try to get a block here, but Anquan Bolden gets dropped just shy of the marker. Under 30 seconds left. We're in field goal territory, but you know what? We won a touchdown. Jim Caldwell is pumped. On 31, a little bit of a pass out to the left-hand side. Number 84 is going to get in, and that is a touchdown. Exactly what we needed. Bobby, though, feels a little depleted because he wasn't really involved in his last couple of drives, but still, the Detroit Lions get a touchdown when they needed the most. Matthew Stafford used Bobby as a decoy. Bobby ended up doing a pretty good route there. Jim Caldwell says, look, don't worry about it, young fella. We'll work on it in practice. Everyone's trying to tell him to keep his head up, but still, Matthew Stafford, for whatever reason, is not happy with his young rookie wide receiver. So Stafford does get 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. James Stark has a pretty good day in the ground, but our running game has just been abysmal. Bobby ends up with 8 receptions for 163 yards and 2 touchdowns, and nothing to shake his stick at. Those are really good numbers, but he's still being frozen a little bit late in the game. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Check the playlist down below, and I'll catch you on the very next video.